call the August 14th Internal Services Committee to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise. All right, I'll take a motion to adopt the agenda. Motion from Commissioner Haas, support from Commissioner Duge. Please vote. The agenda is adopted. Next up is public participation. Anybody from the public? Going once, going twice? We will close public participation. Next is item 5A, department recommendations. Agreement, Information Technology, Quadtran, and PACC-PAAM maintenance agreements for third quarter. I will take a motion to recommend to full board. Motion from Commissioner Duge, support from Commissioner Romano. How you doing, Jaco?
Doing good. Good afternoon, Commissioners. This is just some of the maintenance items that we bringing in front of the board from time to time. The first item, Quadtran, is the case management system used by the district courts in Romeo as well as New Baltimore. And that is just an extension of the contract that we have with this company called Quadtran, the annual maintenance for that. And then the other one, the PAC-PAM, is the case management system at the prosecuting attorney office that they use, and that's a state system, and that's the maintenance we pay on that system.
Thank you. Commissioner Carabelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I guess this would go to the Deputy Executive who's here. I guess I would like to ask, when the departments all pay back, I forgot what that's called per department, back for usage of what's the word I'm looking for?
Chargebacks. Chargebacks.
The chargeback. Are these numbers for these two district courts included in that bigger picture, or is this something maybe we should be adding to the true cost of what that is over there?
I can't answer that, Commissioner. We'll probably have to come from finance.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner. Jaco, one question. The first one, the Quadtran, why did that price go down? I'm not mad about it, but I'm just curious.
I'm curious about that too. To be honest with you, Commissioners, I don't want to ask too many questions about that.
You can stop right there.
We were happy to see that, so.
Thank you, Jaco. I saw a reasoning for the second one for the increase, but I didn't see one in there, so I thought I'd ask you. All right. Seeing no other questions, please vote. We'll quit while we're ahead, right, Jaco? Motion passes 7-0. Next is item 5B, budget amendment, capital improvement plan, Avamar backup expansion, and with the cost of $86,822.20. I will take a motion to recommend a full board for approval. Motion by Commissioner Haw. Is there support? Support from Commissioner Duge. Go ahead, Jaco.
Each year, as we collect and create more data in our environment, the storage capacity obviously goes up. And with that also our ability to back up that data. The Avamar system is our backup system that we use, and at this point in time we need to expand our backup system with some additional space. We buy these things always in twos because we have the two redundant data centers. So the one reside at Comtech and the other one reside over at the college. And that's the reason for this purchase.
Are there any questions? I don't see any. All right, seeing none, please vote. Motion passes 7-0. Next is item 5C, the purchase Trace 3 Avamar backup expansion, and the total of $86,822.20. Jaco just spoke on this one, but I'll take a motion for full board from Commissioner Duge, support from Commissioner Romano. Guessing there's no questions. As soon as Mike sits down, we'll vote. Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jaco. Nice and easy today. Next is item 5D, budget amendment, capital improvement plan, circuit court AHU coil replacement project. Cost is $58,486. I'll take a motion to approve to full board. Motion from Commissioner Haw. Is there support? Support from Commissioner Duge. Lynn, go ahead. I don't have many options today, you guys.
This project is called the Coil Replacement Project for the court building. The purchasing department solicited bids on the Minton site for this project, and 286 vendors were actually notified. 18 vendors opened the documents, and 4 sealed bids were received and publicly read in the purchasing department on August 1. This project actually involves the replacement of a steam coil and also 2 chilled water coils. In addition, they'll replace the piping from the coils to the existing main. We will also be putting on a new DDC controller, and that is on the steam coil. And also, we will replace the casing if it's necessary in the installation process. This unit serves portions of the court building. This is the south side of the building, floors 2 through 6. We are recommending award to the low bidder, Conti Corporation, in the amount of $58,486. Conti has done work for the county on prior projects, and they are also a Macomb County contractor.
Thank you, Lynn. Any questions or comments on this one? All right, seeing none, let's vote. Motion passes 7-0. Next is item 5E, the purchase order for Conti Corporation Circuit Court AHU coil replacement project in the amount of $58,486. I'll take a motion from Commissioner Duge, support from Commissioner Haw. I'm sensing a trend. Please vote. Motion passes 7-0. Next is item 5F, budget amendment, capital improvement plan, Grossbeck Service Center campus outdoor lighting replacement project in the amount of $166,000. I'll take a motion to recommend the full board approve. Motion from Commissioner Haas, support from Commissioner Duge. Lynn, go ahead.
The purchasing department solicited bids on the Minton site for the Grossbeck Service Center outdoor lighting project. We are converting to LED lighting throughout the campus. 439 vendors were notified of the solicitation. 40 vendors actually viewed the documents, and 5 sealed bids were received and publicly read in the purchasing department on June 27th. This project involves the removal of the existing parking lot, lighting fixtures, driveway fixtures, and some flood lighting. We're also going to be replacing 1 deteriorated pole and 4 bases. We're recommending the low qualified bidder, Shoreview Electric, in the amount of $166,000. The vendor disclosure form is attached. Shoreview Electric has done work for the county in the past, and they are also a Macomb County vendor. We're looking at a reduction in wattage when we complete this project of 25,160 watts. And as I've indicated in other capital items, if we can do some work in a project and we have the equipment, we take on some of the projects or maybe portions of the project. We're going to be replacing in-house the shoebox outside light fixtures, and that'll be another reduction of 18,530 watts. We're recommending award to the low bidder, Shoreview Electric.
Thank you, Lynn. We have a couple questions. Commissioner Carabelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Lynn, I know purchasing send these out. Have we stopped using prevailing wage on our?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner Ha.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Lynn. Did they indicate how long these LED lights would last?
I can get that information for you. They're certainly supposed to last much longer than your traditional lighting, but I can get that information
Thank you.
for you.
Appreciate that. That's all I have, Chairman.
Thank you. Commissioner Romano.
Thank you, Chair. Hi, Lynn. Lynn, has anybody ever equated to how much, you mentioned this reduction in wattage, what that equates to in dollars?
I certainly can get that information. We'll have to factor in the hours of operation and then do a comparison. I would probably pull out the replacement of the pole and the bases, but
Right.
we can certainly get that for you.
Thank you. That's all I have, Chair.
Thank you. Chair Smith.
Thank you. Hi, Lynn, thank you. And since you brought it up about the wattage, we didn't understand, is that a daily thing or a yearly wattage savings? And I wouldn't care.
It's sort of like at your home, when you have a 60-watt bulb and the LED uses 6 watts.
Every time
Yeah.
all of them are on,
They're
that's the
using
difference
less
in the-
wattage.
Okay, great. That was it. You asked my question, or you answered it. Thanks.
All right. Seeing no other questions or comments, please vote. Motion passes 9-0. Next is item 5G, the contract for Shoreview Electric Groesbeck Service Center Campus Outdoor Lighting Replacement Project in the amount of $166,000. Motion from Commissioner Leonetti to approve the full board. Supported from Commissioner Myjack. Please vote. Motion passes 9-0. Thank you, Lynn. Next up is new business. Any commissioners with new business? Commissioner Myjack?
Maybe just a couple things. Chair Smith, myself, Candace Miller, Mark Hackle, Bob Cannon. We had a press conference yesterday, Baker College, Clinton Township. Clinton Township talked about the separation of their sewer system, so that was in the news yesterday. I participated in the mid-board meeting on Monday. Couple things happening there. They found some unfortunately some leaks on the Romeo Arm 50-mile road. So Candace took some fast action in July to get that moving, to make sure those cracks are sealed. We'll be in a much better position when we have the whole boss piping, which I'm sure most of you have heard about, which will probably take place in about a year to a year and a half from now. And probably the other thing to let you guys know, the County Public Works still owns the land there off of M59. We did not have initially, the initial bidder from a few months ago bid $3.5 million. They dropped out of the bid, or the purchase agreement, I should say. And so we found potentially another buyer, Mansur Properties, I believe they're called, and they put a purchase agreement together for $3.1 million. So we're in the process of working with that. Obviously, that money would go back into the mid, and I think that's all I have to report. So, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Romano.
Thank you, Chair. I received 2 phone calls, but I turned over to Bob Smith. I hope they called you. Residents in Clinton Townships were people that I know, their basements flooded. Did you happen to hear any of this, or did you get calls, or? Nothing.
I didn't get any calls, but we were at that press conference that we were at yesterday, was right in the strip of Clinton Township that took 4 inches of rain. Basically, it was like a 100-year rain that came through that area. I mean, I got calls from people in businesses that, we had to put them in touch with the DPW there. But talking, it was ironic that we had the press conference on that day, because to understand there are certain things you just can't plan for. I mean, there are certain things that you can't accommodate, and that type of rain in that short amount of time is one of them. But it just showed the reason behind putting so much money into the underground, because what would it have been, if they hadn't done that already.
I'm just wondering.
So I didn't get any calls, so.
If there was any recourse, because.
You know what, I would have them call Mike Keys, the trustee in Clinton Township. There is.
No, I'm serious. I wondered, because unless you have actual backup insurance for your sump pump or something, there's no coverage insurance-wise. And I'm just wondering if there's recourse. What's the old story about, somebody didn't open the gate, somebody didn't open the floodgate?
Yeah, this had nothing to do with that.
Too much water too fast.
Yeah, that sometimes it's like having that 100-year flood insurance that people are mandated to have, because it might happen, and there's really nothing you can do about it. So, there you go.
Commissioner Ha.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm going to give Mike Keys that fireworks issue, too. When in the news article to either you or Bob, they talked about Clinton Township no longer has raw sewage going into the lake. Are they disinfecting it through Chapaton or?
No, Clinton Township does not fall in Chapaton at all. Chapaton is solely, I believe, St. Clair Shores and East Point. They're part of Roseville, thank you. No, Clinton Township, they're basically still separating the system. The old system had it where the rainwater and the sanitary water, wastewater, would be combined during the rainstorms.
Okay.
So now they've gone ultimately through a complete separation. I believe it costs, my number's $30 million, was it?
Upwards 25 million.
25 million, something like that they've
Already, over the last 20 years.
Yeah, over the last 20 years. This is something not that they've just worked on the last year. This is a long process.
They were violated by the DEA or DEQ a long time ago, and they were forced to do all this over the years, and that's what's kind of yesterday was a culmination of meeting all of those requirements. I would say that it might be a misstatement to say that Clinton Township will never spill into raw sewage again, because I think they're getting close to being at that point. I remember Candace saying that they're very close with maybe the next project or something that they're looking at to be in that community that will never have to worry about it again. But they're not there yet, but they have fulfilled everything the DEQ put on them.
Thank you. And by the way, you guys took a good picture in the paper. It's on Facebook too.
All right, seeing no other new business. Chair Smith.
Since we only have today and tomorrow, we have to cancel hotel rooms, I think, by today. I know that there's, I think you're going down, right? I know that Commissioner Romano had to back out. We're in your iffy. We might have to get rid of that room, because otherwise we're going to get caught for. Patty will know exactly, so go talk to her. And anybody, so we are on the hook for the conference costs, though, for one that's not going. So anybody that even wants to drive up for Monday just to catch the day's action, I mean, I don't know if that's too long of a drive, but there is at least one conference available. So if you're thinking about going, please let Patty or Crystal know, or Adriana.
I asked him that already.
I would love to do that, but no, I can't.
All right, seeing no other new business, public participation, seeing none, motion from Commissioner Drolet, support from Commissioner Duge to adjourn. We're adjourned until 3 o'clock.